go. I'm racer's Marshall Pruett. We're here in the grid for the Gallagher Grand Prix at Indianapolis, and we're going to talk about today's race. No, we're absolutely not. We're going to talk about this even sillier, getting just to the point of being ridiculous, silly season. I told you, standing in the paddock here on Thursday, that things are heading just to the point of insanity. That wasn't speculation. Kind of sort of knew that things were going to be blowing up, just didn't know it was going to be this specific weekend. What do we have? Well, we really have this fine machine, this number 6. Say hi to Sean Jones, everybody. Great guy right there. We kind of have this awesome number 6 Arrow McLaren Chevy, driven by our guy, Felix Rosenquist. But if you spin the camera around and look over there, there's a lot of people. That's really good. You'll see this number 10 Chip Ganassi Racing Honda. And the guy who drives that was supposed to drive that. Now, let's talk about rumors, because we've had one completely erased as a rumor proved to be a fact. There's been a rumor for a year, I don't know, a really long time, that Alex Palou signed a contract. Hey there, Owen Snyder, Indy 500 winning crew chief and the main man at, one of the main men at Dallara. We love you. Have a good day, brother. There's a good chance Dallara might win the race today. Alex Palou, did you actually sign a contract to drive for McLaren in 2024 while you were still at Chip Ganassi Racing? The thing we've understood, confident in saying it's a fact, is there's a September 1st non-negotiation date for Palou in his current contract with Chip Ganassi Racing. That would mean can't talk to any other teams, can't sign anything with any other teams until a couple weeks from now. Nonetheless, there's been this ongoing rumor. Our friends Joseph Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin, the Bus Bros, did a funny little skit with Alex asking, hey, in his bus, where's the McLaren contract? All based on this rumor that's been going around the paddock for a while, where there's absolutely everybody convinced that this exists. What do we learn in an email sent by McLaren Racing CEO Zach Brown yesterday? We learned that, according to the contents of that email, a contract has existed. How? Don't ask me, I'm not a lawyer. But in theory, the guy who can't sign a contract until a couple weeks from now has not only had a signed contract with another team, but that team says that they're paying him money. Things I don't quite understand. But I can tell you this. You want to talk about interesting developments? Have heard here with pretty good authority that our guy, Alex Palou, has signed a new contract or an extension. I don't know what, but something that would have him staying. The guy who's driving that, you know, we should walk over towards that car because we're talking about the guy, so we may as well go and look at the car. Have heard on really, really good authority that this guy here has indeed signed a contract to stay in that car. That would be pretty big development. Have asked the team if they can confirm that, have not heard back. It's normally the process, right? They don't necessarily have an answer to everything in that very moment, but have heard not just a case of Alex not wanting to go to McLaren, some very blunt words from Zach Brown in that email, which I've seen that as well. I've seen the email, verified its accuracy. That wasn't actually the first time, though, that information was shared with the team. Just for a little accounting standpoint, I'd written that story about Alex looking to stay with the Ganassi team Thursday night here, filed that, didn't go up until Friday morning about 9 o'clock. And then the next news that I think folks knew about was all based around this email, which was shared with a media outlet. The actual information about Alex wanting to stay with the team was distributed by one of the leaders of Arrow McLaren, who called everybody together the end of Friday, frankly, when everyone was just about to leave and walk out from under the tent to go for the day after final practice. I'm told very short, terse words were shared with those folks saying, Alex bleeping Palou isn't bleeping coming here. He's not driving for us, and that was it. That was made aware to the team, and after that, I think it was only a matter of minutes, the email itself went out, but just from a process standpoint, we had the team being informed, some information and knowledge of that making the rounds very quickly. So confirming what we had presented as being in motion. And so here we are. And so we'll see where this ends up. Does this lead to McLaren Racing suing Alex Palou, trying to enforce a contract that he's been paid some money on for next year? Him paying that money back, maybe? Is that contract valid? Again, I don't know if we're talking about non-compete clauses and what can be signed and what. These are for lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. They're smart. I'm a multi-hundredaire. They're multi-millionaires. So that's for them. But the main news, even just developing this morning, have it on good account that Alex Palou doesn't just want to stay with this fine, be the one American Legion number 10 Honda. But the word coming out, still waiting for final confirmation, is he has actually signed to stay there. Learned this morning from his now former management team, Monaco Increase Management. They were behind a lot of the stuff that went on last year that might be characterized as unsavory. They split with Alex, put out a release saying they were not happy or pleased with his actions and whatnot. Fine, that's okay. I've learned this morning in the last hour that he was being heavily shopped to all kinds of teams, one of them being Andretti Autosport. Have heard from a impeccable source that Mr. Palou might have been somebody that the Andretti Autosport team was convinced was coming their way. Going to McLaren? No. Sounds like maybe was going to Andretti Autosport? Sounds like a no. I don't know where we're going to end up with all of this. I can tell you that I hope that it is resolved swiftly. And also, if this starts to get ugly in any way, lawsuits flying back and forth and kind of muddying the final month of the championship, Alex looking like he could be the champion this year. Does IndyCar really want all of this nonsense? And it is pure nonsense. Clouding their new champion, clouding the final month of the season, destroying that. I can just tell you that if we do start seeing this get litigious, I will be very surprised if the owner of this series, Roger Penske, does not call at least one side and say, shut it down. This isn't the way we're doing it. Oh no, Romain Grosjean, have a good day, brother. Another silly season topic, but not for now. So let's go motor racing. I hope our guy Felix Rosenquist stays over there. He may be going to Rahal. We'll find out. Wrote about that. But at least for what we kind of sort of think here, it sounds like our guy Palou may indeed not just be wanting to stay, but may have done the formal thing to allow him to stay. And if that's the case, something that seemed impossible is now no longer impossible. Who knows if and where it might go from a lawsuit, lawyer, and court standpoint, but this is the best that I know for now. And as I mentioned a couple days ago, this could all change tomorrow.